Zidon Daney, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Nerd Chat here on Electro Ninja's Lab. I am here with my fellow hosts,
I'm Jack. Joker.
and we have a special guest today, a friend of Jack's. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Cody. Friend of Jax.
That's so weird to hear you call me that.
Yeah. Hold up.
Yeah, you can call him by his real by what you call him. It's not.
He calls me Cal.
Yeah, that works. We just
baby
call
boy,
we call him Jack
asshole.
because of the fact that that's like a nickname that we had in
You named me
high
Jack
school.
when we were dating.
Huh?
They said I think
you named me Jack back when we were dating.
I think it was a little bit later because I think
Was
I think
it?
it might have been after the Nerdy Birdies founded because of the fact that you're basically
Oh, you're
our
right.
Captain Jack.
Right, that's right.
Right, that's right, because I made all the decisions.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is also just kind of weird because while you did bring in a good majority, the reason that we became that the whole group kind of started to become friends was me and Joker became friends back in freshman year, and then you and I met, and then we all just kind of conglomerated.
We did.
It's true.
Oh my gosh.
And by the end
By the end, there was like 9 people.
Was it? I thought it was 10.
was it 10?
Was it 10? I can't remember.
It might be.
Who knows?
It was a lot. Plus there was
Who knows anymore?
Moon's little sister that was kind of an honorary member.
Okay, which little
Okay, which little
The
sister?
young
She has-
it
he
was
has
the youngest one at the time. but-
Sophia?
Sophia?
No, not Sophia. The one that was the
I
baby.
know.
Natalie?
I
Natalie?
think that was right. I think that's right.
I cannot remember
all their kids' names.
Yeah, there's 10 of them. What did you expect?
There's so many. They all live in a double wide. I can't.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. So
Yes.
So I've made my
No.
so those of you who are watching this, you are seeing the Attack on Titan being on the front, and you know that I hate Attack on Titan. So what exactly is this topic? We're talking shows that we refuse to watch. Which
I brought Cody
along because he has a lot of opinions.
so this will be fun. We'll see how this goes.
If I had just
You know in Lilo and Stitch, the diagram she draws of Stitch when she shows how his evilness
Yeah.
levels.
Okay,
But all the red is opinions. That's Cody.
That's gonna be fun.
He knows it's true.
Oh yeah, no.
This is gonna be fun to see how this
I have
goes.
a lot of opinions, and you're all wrong about them. So you guys need to know what's right.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah, he's an asshole, but I love him.
Fair enough. I mean, we can be assholes all the time. Isn't that right, Joker?
Absolutely.
Yep. Anyways, so yeah. So, I've talked extensively about my hatred for Attack on Titan. I don't know if I've said it here in the nerd chats before, but yeah, I tried watching like a good amount of the first season. I have no idea how far I got, but just I think it was right after Eren starts to get the power to turn into a Titan, and I'm just like, this is so boring. How in the world does anybody enjoy this shit? And I kept giving it a chance because of how much Joe and Josh were constantly telling me, like, it's one of the best shows ever, blah, 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 blah. Also, I think Hunter.
Yeah,
Everyone was into it. It was
Yeah.
weird.
And then I watch it, and I'm just like, huh? Huh?
Yeah, they were obsessed.
Yeah, they were
They
obsessed.
really were. So, have any of you guys...
But a lot of people were. It was the era, honestly.
Yeah. Have any of you guys watched it, though? Just out of curiosity?
I've watched probably like the first couple seasons.
Okay.
I read the first 3 volumes.
Okay.
I haven't seen
I've
any
heard
of
the
it.
Brit series on YouTube, but
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I can't. It's just... It's so popular, and at the same time, I'm just like, what? How is this popular? I've heard like things like it's about fascism and how it's and trying to break it down, and nobody's actually a good guy, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, so why do you like it? And it's kind of the same story for why people like Game of Thrones, I think. but I don't know.
It's kind of like also a reverse mech show.
That
So instead of giant robots, you've got giant skinless
Monsters.
yeah, fair enough.
that like Aaron and the other one, or like the special Titans, they pilot them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've like I said, I've only gotten to where the first Titan shifter, which is obviously Aaron, but so I have very little.
Heather just
idea.
made a really good point. She said they're basically just Ratatouille.
That's fair. Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's not really valid because Ratatouille's on top, while these pilot from the inside.
Why does that sound like way
So-
nastier than it needs to be?
I have so many questions for you later.
Ask them. This is the perfect place for them.
So, what do you mean by they're on the inside? Aren't these like flesh things? Flesh
They're in their
things with no
necks.
skin?
Yeah, so when they transform, the Titan just like explodes into existence around them, and they are in like basically like the spinal column right here in your neck, where all your like your nerves and
There's a brain parasite?
no, because it's not in your brain, it's in your
Or
neck.
the fucking on the
No, they're inside, so you don't see them on the outside.
Yeah.
I hate everything about what you just said.
It's really freaking weird. Like they show it like the first time that Aaron becomes a Titan shifter, and it's just like, huh? How does this work?
And do you really want to know how it works?
Probably not. Yeah, no.
Good old child experimentation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so, is there any shows that you guys refuse to watch? Like, I could go on forever, but I want to hear some stories from you guys.
Well, you know me. Anything that someone begs me to watch, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna say no.
True. Until until they shut up, and then you'll watch it.
Correct.
Or we just force them to watch it.
Speaking of which, have you finally gotten around to? Have you been starting to watch Owl House, or?
I watched the first few
Okay.
episodes.
Because I was noticing like you were posting some stuff from them not too long ago, so I was just
I've watched a lot of the later seasons because the kids have.
okay. That makes sense.
I'm familiar with the characters and everything. I just haven't watched it from start to
Okay.
finish.
So yeah, eventually you'll get around to watching all of it. But like I've said before, that show it's so great, especially since it's like connected to both Gravity Falls and Amphibia, which are also amazing shows. But
I've watched Gravity
Yeah.
Falls, so
anyways,
that's because I was on TV when I cared about TV.
fair
so.
enough.
Oh, you mean when you were a child?
I mean, fair enough.
I think I was like in early high school. but yeah.
Gravity
So
Falls. Yeah, I think it was during our early high school, maybe late middle school.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, maybe I might be misremembering things, but yeah, that's what I think is the situation there.
Sort of controversial. I don't get the appeal of what is that one? Adventure Time.
Oh yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
I don't
I
either.
don't think any of us are gonna debate you on that because like none of us have watched it. Like
I watched the first few episodes. I watched it when I was on TV. Let me get this straight. I watched it when I was on TV, and like it was okay.
yeah,
Distress or
I don't know. There's just like some things with that it's just like, huh? I don't know. Supposedly there's like a plot to it, but at the same time it's like, there's a plot here. It honestly, from what I've seen, it's like, it's very similar to the first season of Steven Universe. With
Another one I don't get the appeal of.
I think that getting past the first season is probably the most important thing because the first season, like, it really, a lot of what happens in that seems pointless and it's just episodic nonsense. But a lot of it does have importance later on. But the later seasons, like, there's an overarching story, there's the relationships and stuff with that. And I can understand not getting into it because it took me I didn't really start to get into it until I got to the second season, and then I was like, "Oh, now everything makes sense."
So like season 1 is the set.
Pretty much. And it's a lot of it kind of does some good things with it, but at the same time I can understand why it's like really hard for people to get into it. I was constantly hearing from people like, this is one of the best shows ever, blah 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 blah. And then I finally watched it when I think Future was airing, and then I was like, everything makes sense now. This is why it's so good. And I watched through the entire series in like a few days, and I was like, this is amazing. This is actually like a really good show. And it also helped me to understand. I also happened to be watching it around the same time that you were starting to come to understand everything going on with you. So it was like, oh, that helps me understand exactly what's going on over there. Especially since like a lot of it is dealing with a lot of things like trans rights and gay rights and stuff like that. Even though it's a lot,
It's true.
it's less, but there's that. So yeah, it's interesting to say the least.
Well, they have the first. What I think is the first openly non-binary character, if I'm not mistaken.
I think someone.
Stevani.
Huh?
Stevani.
Well, yeah, Stevani kind of, but Stevani's kind of a weird situation because they're kind of a combination
Right.
of both Steven and Connie, and Steven is
Right.
is straight up a boy, and Connie is straight up a girl. So it's
Right. So that's why the combination character is non-binary, because they have both inside
yeah,
of them.
it's kind of an interesting situation with that. I think that
Well, but they use they them pronouns. Is what I'm
Yeah,
getting
I
at.
know.
So like they're open.
I know, but also at the same time, they are two people. They still kind of, unlike like Garnet, who really feels like a singular person, Stevani kind of feels like two different people. It's kind of a weird situation with that whole.
So what kind of fusion are they? Are they like the earrings from DBZ Fusion or the dance from DBZ Fusion?
I have very little understanding of.
I haven't read it.
Yeah, I have very little understanding of Dragon Ball Fusion. Basically, they share a body, and there's a few things that are.
I had to finish Dragon Ball first.
Then read Dragon Ball. I have all
I'm
of
working
Dragon
on
Ball.
it.
Go fat the manga. Go fat the series in a day. Come on.
My cat's knocked them off my shelf. Now that I can't reach them, and I can't reach them.
It's not like it's not like this is the 90s when all the shelves are solid pieces of wood. Okay, you've got like this. Yeah, you've got particle board IKEA shit.
It's not
Just
even
move
particle
it.
board, it's just those little metal thingies.
So you have literally less of an excuse.
It's true. You're right. I haven't been reading much of anything.
But yeah, I don't understand Dragon Ball stuff. But basically, the gem fusions are probably the most understandable because of the fact that they are actually like one part the one gem and one part the other gem, and they actually have like the different they basically have features from both sides. It's weird. But they with the gems they become basically one mind, and there is some individuality, but mostly it's like one person.
I got up.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's interesting. But Stevani is really weird because of the fact that, especially at the beginning, they really feel like two distinct people cohabiting one body.
That's fair.
Sorry, we went on a little tangent there about a show that I actually really enjoy.
Us go on a tangent? No way.
Happens every single time.
Never. That cat wants out so bad.
But yeah, we all agree there is no Promise Neverland season 2. But we've talked about that before. We don't need to go on a tangent about that. I'll probably get a bunch of flack for this, but I hate One Punch Man.
Well, that's just because you're wrong.
But okay. It's just, it's so boring. Like, no wonder he's bored. He's, you're...
Well, yeah, that's kind of the thing with, like, because it's kind of... It's... I mean, because you got, like, okay, so you've got Goku, who's the anime Superman, you know, Mary Sue is Superman, and it's like, oh, hold on.
Parent life. It's fun. But yeah, I don't know. It's just One Punch Man is so weird. It's just like, yeah, he can defeat anything in one punch. Big whoop. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've only watched the first episode.
There it was. It's
okay.
But yeah, I don't know. What else?
And we're back.
Cool.
It's making fun of, or not making fun of, but it's parodying the shonen anime protagonist who's always like finishes a fight in one punch. And so, well, what if let's take that, strip him down to a very base character, which is why his suit is just plain yellow thing. And you know, especially if we're looking at anime tropes and the protagonist, it's like, oh, I wonder which one's the protagonist, and you've got Yugi's hair, you know, and so they took all of his hair away, and then it's like, okay, well, what if he can do the one punch that he always finishes a fight? What if he can just do that at the beginning? And that makes it very, very boring. He's very bored because there's nobody there to challenge him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I think Mashley does it better. Which I know that came out way more recently, but still.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Basically, it's about a guy who has super strength, but he lives in a magical world.
So like he's not special.
Yeah, he doesn't he can't cast magic while everyone else can. So instead he uses his super strength.
Isn't that just Black Clover? Isn't that just Black Clover?
I haven't watched Black Clover, but it's different because like I said, he uses his super strength. He doesn't I don't think he's ever supposed to get magic. But I don't know. I haven't read the entire thing yet. I've only read the first volume, and the anime just started, so I don't know. We'll see how that turns out.
What's it called?
Ashley?
Yeah, Mashle, I believe. Let me see if I can find it.
Mashle, Magic and Muscles.
Yeah, that thing. There it is.
He's looking it up now.
It's an interesting series for sure, but he also feels like very bored and stuff, and it's just like, but at the same time, it's like he actually does a lot of stuff even at the very beginning. He's like, he's not like he can be a little bit cocky, but he's not super cocky. I don't know. It's hard to really describe exactly what I'm thinking about it. Also, people think that it's made by the same person who made One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, but no, it's not. It is not. I don't know why people think that. It's made by this guy named Hajime Kumoto, and this is like his first thing.
Oh, interesting.
Like he has like some one shots and stuff, but it's like comparatively, this is his first actual full series.
Nice.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's hard to really go over everything with it, but it's yeah. But yeah, it's fun. Oh, so I gotta know, what was the point where you're like, no more Sword Art, it needs to die? Or have you even watched Sword Art?
I've watched the first arc of it when they were still on Aincrad.
Okay. And that's it? Or
But
is that it?
Huh?
Or
but I prefer the abridged version on YouTube. I believe that they vastly improved the
oh,
actual
absolutely.
storyline.
I am actually absolutely enjoying watching them as they continue into the next arc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tried so hard to just at least watch it to understand, to see if I could understand if maybe it gets better or something. And then Alicization happened, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
And then now there's guns.
That's the gun thing is actually decent. The actual like Sword Art Online, Gun Gale Online, whatever the fuck that part is, Sword Art 2, that's what it is. That's kind of shit. But then there's the alternate, which is just I think it was a spin-off or something, made by a fan or something. And it's like 1,000 times better. Like, all of the characters are actually like wearing some real army-looking uniforms, and then there's the main character who's wearing like this pink girly outfit, and she's super fast, and it's just absolutely hilarious Octane shit. And like the only character that's sexualized is like this one character who's like doing it intentionally. Which is just like it's a lot better than what Sword Art Online 2 was, especially with Shinon and her. Just what the fuck was with that outfit? I don't know. There's so much stuff with Sword Art. I couldn't go into all of it, but
Or they wants to fuck her cousin.
Yeah. But Alicization was really bad because like in episode 3 they have like a really bad scene. I'm not gonna say what exactly it is, but if you know, you know. Let's just say first episode of Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about. They do that. And it's actual people doing the thing. So yeah, it's not good. It is a really just disgusting thing, and apparently it was so bad that the author actually apologized for it because of the fact that he was and said that he was young, he was stupid when he wrote that, and he apologized to like the voice actresses who had to who did that whole scene. So yeah, needless to say, it's bad.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I can only imagine if you won't say it out loud, you know.
Yeah, it's bad, and that's where we're ending that discussion. But
that's all I have to say about that. Thank you, Forrest.
Oh my gosh. But yeah. Oh, should I talk about the series that I refused to watch because of Moon?
Which one?
There's actually 3. So the first one is Your Lie in April, which I just never really understood that. That was just like, it's supposed to be a romance, and it's just like, it doesn't feel like it. I don't know.
Moon is.
But that was there. And then the shows that they just liked a whole bunch and constantly told me, you need to watch this, and I'm like, I do not care. And then the whole thing happened, and then we were like, okay, I'm never watching those. Even if people tell me to watch it, I'm never watching them. And that is Tokyo Ghoul and Black Butler.
I've never really watched anime.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you're relatively new to the whole Japanese stuff anyways.
It's like some Tegan in anime.
But
Yeah, Tegan's about a year and a half younger than us.
Yeah.
2.5 years. 2.5
wait,
years.
what's up? Oh, are you?
Oh my! Heather is complaining about
Oh,
something.
okay.
They're all such young babies. Plug this in. It's not why it's working.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Those are just some shows that I've refused to watch just due to trauma. But there's that. Should we talk about the really adult shows that I refuse to watch? Like Monster Musume? And No Game, No Life?
Yeah.
Or Kill la Kill? Have you guys watched those at all?
Monster Musume was bad.
I mean, it just feels like it's...
You have very different definitions of bad.
Yeah, for me, it was the main problem I have with it is just that the over-sexualization, and it really doesn't have a story. Like, you can debate me all you want, it doesn't have a story.
No,
it
doesn't.
It doesn't. It's just basically because it's kind of just they stretched out the old like
Harem?
Monster Musume panels from back in the day. They stretched them out to fit a show. That's why it's really just like Monster Girl of the Day is what's going on.
Yeah, I watched the first episode and I'm never watching another episode ever. That's just bad. I don't...
Rude boy.
It's just over-sexualization and it's just beyond stupid, in my opinion.
I'm just trying to imagine him watching something like Working Moms or like the live action shows that show titties that aren't
Well,
pornography.
Okay, I can handle those that type of thing if they have a story. If they don't have a
Working Moms
Huh?
has stories. Am I bleeding? Yes. Am I bleeding? Yes.
like, I absolutely loved what was it?
I know. I wasn't changing my socks. Hey, rude.
Change your fucking socks, bud.
I did.
I'm loving this little talk that's happening on the other side.
Who are you, Mike?
But yeah, let's see.
It's a joke.
Crazy Food Truck.
They always tell you to do it.
I love that, and that has a lot of nudity in that.
What show?
It's not a show, but it's a manga. It's called Crazy Food Truck. I loved it up at
Oh yeah, you can tell me
yeah,
that.
it's great up until the final volume, and then it's just like, what the fuck? Where did this relationship even come from? Like, this was basically a mentor and mentee situation, and then they get into a relationship, and it's just like, there was nothing there. I don't know. There's a lot of things with the final part of it, and it's just like, what were you thinking? Like, I get that you were trying to finish up the story in a very quick manner. Probably the series got canceled, but at the same point, it's just like, don't just have them fuck and then die. Like, I have a lot of problems.
This is maybe a good. I think this is maybe a good
Yeah,
place to call it.
probably.
What do you think?
This video just went completely off the rails. I might want to edit a lot of this because like so much of this is talking shit.
Oh, honey, you're not even remotely the most chaotic thing on this channel.
Yeah.
Is that a challenge? Is that a challenge?
Because sweetheart.
I mean, we all have me and Jack have ADHD. And we'll just like go all over the place.
True.
Like we could start going into stories of how my friend was selling ecstasy. At
And that's where we're ending it.
Okay, we're done here.
We'll talk to you guys. This video will be completely changed. I'm going to edit a lot of this out. This will probably be like half an hour because of the fact that I have to cut out so much. Anyways.
Best of luck with that, bestie. Best of luck with that.
I might not even release this one. This might be the lost nerd chat. This.
Representing Westside Phoenix, Arizona. What's up?
Anyways,
Shut up.
we will see you guys next time. This will probably be the lost nerd chat, but on.